not. What stupid fucking thing? Why is this thing off in the center? Oh shit! All right, we're hotspot. Welcome, Charlie Kirk. This is my theory. My theory. False flag operation pursued either by Mossad or by the Russians in order to create instability in America. Blame, because we're dealing with dipshits, idiots, who are going to think that that Charlie was killed by the left. Look at what's going on with Fox News right now. Fox News right now is conflating. Jesse Waters is already calling it an assassination by the left. You know, these individuals are just fucking unhinged. You know, it's the left that wants to get rid of guns. So if there's going to be a shooting, it's going to be from the right. People on the left, right, don't want guns. We just don't want guns. You know, I live in a country with no guns. We don't have any gun violence in Japan. I wonder why. Because guns kill people, right? If you don't have guns, people don't get killed by them. This whole bullshit that guns don't kill, guns do kill. And Japan is a prime example that guns do kill. Because there are no guns in Japan, and a result of having no guns in Japan, there's no gun violence in Japan. It's a simple equation. Anyway, Charlie Kirk is dead. Spewed violence, spewed hate, spewed, supported the genocide in Gaza, supported the murder of women and children. The fucker is dead. You know, the guy who said that, you know what, having people dying as a result of guns, you know, is a good thing. You know, it means that we can. So he died by the sword. He died in the line of duty in his own mind. He gave himself for the Second Amendment. And this, unfortunately, is going to be used as a tool for Trump and the right. Watch as they use this false flag operation, which I believe was either done by Russia or more likely by Israel, because Charlie Kirk said that he feared for his life from Israel. He started getting a lot of hate mail. Did you see the view cam? Did you see? Nah, are you saying that? Did you see? Let's see. Did you see the view cam on that video? It looked mostly AI, but I have to check. Which video? Which video? Which video are you talking about, Nas? Nas just sent me a video. No, I haven't seen Trump's stroke face. But you know, they're going to weaponize Trump face. Oh my God. Holy shit, dude.
What on earth is going on with Donald Trump's face? At a 9/11 commemoration event today in Arlington, Virginia, Donald Trump not only fell asleep, that's not really news anymore. Trump is out of energy and falling asleep regularly at public events, but his face melted into a lopsided, droopy mess. Is this the sign of vigor? Is this the energy that Trump told us Joe Biden lacked and that he would bring? And by the way, is this respectful to the victims whose lives were being commemorated here? This is yet another humiliation, and the humiliations just won't stop coming, one after another.
Hey. I know, I saw the picture. I was like, what the hell?
We have some breaking news. Donald Trump's deputy chief of staff, Stephen Miller, just posted an utterly deranged tweet in which he calls for the destruction of the enemy ideology. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Republican leaders like Stephen Miller have got to stop using the death of somebody who they call their friend to further drive violence and division and jump to conclusions. I mean, we don't even know the ideology of the shooter. We don't know anything about him. We have a blurry photo of some 25-year-old dude. He looks to be in that age range, and that's all we know. Yet Stephen Miller and other Republicans did not waste a second to jump to conclusions and try to villainize the other side. Now, I do want to say some politicians on the right and some pundits have been responsible about this. I mean, I understand the normal reaction, of course. Seeing somebody that you know and that you've seen rise next to you get shot in front of a bunch of people in front of the world is of course going to be very traumatic. I understand the grief of many commentators. Of course I do. But many are taking it too far. Even Republican Congressman Thomas Massie said Donald Trump's rhetoric took it too far in the wake of the shooting after he immediately blamed the quote-unquote radical left. So the point is, Stephen Miller makes this long post that starts off with, there is an ideology that has been steadily growing. And he claims that the ideology wants to destroy everything good. I'll read it in just 1 second. But again, we don't know the ideology of the shooter, and this is Stephen Miller weaponizing his friend's death to achieve cynical aims. He rushed to Twitter to post this unhinged statement, and you know what's happening as a result of all of these right-wingers jumping to conclusions before we even have any answers? We've seen today multiple HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, had to lock down for terroristic threats. Alabama State University, Hampton University, Virginia State University, Southern University and A&M College, multiple more had to lock down due to threats. Right after this happened, there was a potential bomb threat at the DNC headquarters in DC. Capitol Police responded and figured out that it was a non-credible threat from some random person. But the point stands, when Stephen Miller and people like this try to sow violence and division off of the back of this, it is dangerous. I also want to point out, Donald Trump was at a 9/11 memorial today, and he just was looking very out of it, which then leads to the question, who is controlling the policy or the direction off the back of Charlie Kirk? If we know one thing about Stephen Miller, it's that he's essentially the mastermind of the administration. Donald Trump intentionally cedes a lot of power to him because he's tired. We know this reporting from people around him. Donald Trump is just tired, and Stephen Miller spearheads a lot of the immigration policy, a lot of the legal policy. Stephen Miller spearheads a lot of the social/transgender or LGBTQ related policies. That is Stephen Miller spearheading this. So the question becomes, when we have multiple photos of Donald Trump looking like this, I'm going to scroll through them, multiple different angles, or it looks bad. Look at the left side of his face, or I guess that would be the right side of his face from where he's sitting, sloping down to the right. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions because that is not something that we do on the Adam Mockler show, but overall, he's tired, and that is very, very visible. While that's happening, Stephen Miller seems to be making a jump, seems to be trying to, quote unquote, destroy the ideology that we don't even know yet. Start off with Stephen Miller's wife, who posted like an hour after the shooting, quote, "It's a real treat to see all these liberals condemn political violence now. You called us Hitler. You called us Nazis. You called us racist. You have blood on your hands." Then Project Liberal responds, "Hey Grok, did Katie Miller condemn the assassination of Minnesota State Senator Melissa Hortman and her husband? Remember, just 2 or 3 months back, a Minnesota State Senator was shot in her home, then another state representative was shot in his home, but he survived." And Grok said, based on my search of Katie Miller's ex-posts and public statements since the June 2025 assassination, I found no evidence of her condemning the attack. No evidence. So don't sit here and feign concern about the political state of America when you have led to this. Katie Miller, your husband has led to this. Let's read the Stephen Miller post. Remember, while Stephen Miller is typing this up,
電気の切り替えまだですか ?3 分に1人が選んでいる最速で成長中の電力会社オクトパスエナジー。86% の人がオクトパスエナジーの電気に切り替えて安くなったと実感。
すごく安くなったのと、アプリ上で明確にいくら安くなったっていうのをすごく分かりやすく表示してくれるんで、長く使いたいなと思えるサービスですよね。
グリーンな電気、安く。
Donald Trump is just, I don't even know. Let's continue here. There's an ideology that has been, and just remember, while Stephen Miller was typing this up, Donald Trump does not look to be in his best condition whatsoever. His eyes are barely open. Stephen Miller starts off his post, and remember, we don't know the ideology of the shooter. Stephen Miller starts off his post by saying, there is an ideology that has been steadily growing in this country which hates everything that is good, righteous, and beautiful, and celebrates everything that is warped, twisted, and depraved. It is an ideology at war with family and nature. It is envious, malicious, and soulless. It is an ideology that looks upon the perfect family with bitter rage while embracing the serial criminal with tender warmth. Sorry, just an aside. This is me now. You know who is really vindicated in this moment is Terry Moran, the man who was fired for saying that Stephen Miller nourishes himself off of hatred. Remember that? He's so vindicated. We continue. Its adherents organize constantly to tear down and destroy every mark of grace and beauty while lifting up everything monstrous and foul. I hear a lot of adjectives being thrown around, not a lot of substance or examples. He then says, it's an ideology that leads, always, inevitably, and willfully to violence. Violence against those who uphold order, uphold faith, and uphold family. He then says, we see the workings of this ideology in every posting online, cheering the evil assassination. Postings from those in positions of institutional authority, educators, healthcare workers. The fate of millions depends on the defeat of the wicked ideology. Here's the difference, Stephen Miller. Here's the core difference that I'm going to point out. Over the past 24 hours, every single Democratic leader, both in Congress and the media, all former presidents have condemned this. Obama condemned this. Clinton condemned this. Hassan Piker, who was usually known as somebody who's farther to the left, immediately was like, this is messed up, man. Why would anybody do this? Everybody said, this is not productive for America. Now, the people who were cheering this on were random people online. There's always going to be random people online cheering stuff on. Here's the difference. The conservatives in positions of power are the ones who are currently escalating. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, made a meme post 3 days ago in which he made fun of Nancy Pelosi's husband for getting his head bashed in with a skull by a MAGA supporter a few years back. Trump was joking about this 3 days ago. He didn't care. Nobody called him out. Donald Trump made a post saying that he was going to declare war on Chicago. He said, Chicago was about to find out why it's called the Department of War. It was an AI image of Chicago being attacked and invaded. This is all inflammatory and escalatory, and guess what? It's not coming from some random person in a Twitter or Blue Sky comment section. It's not coming from some flagged comment on YouTube. This is coming from the President of the United States. And guess what his Deputy Chief of Staff is saying? You don't have to guess, because Stephen Miller is saying this right here. He calls this ideology something that essentially needs to be destroyed before we destroy the West. But you want to know my ideology? I'm very firmly someone who believes in the democratic system. I think that after World War II, a bunch of world leaders came together and realized that this is not sustainable. Whatever we have is not sustainable. So we built a democratic coalition called NATO. Within that coalition, a bunch of countries decided to hold international norms and standards. Those countries then developed their own democratic systems, or many of them had systems that were further.
Yeah, like the right, look at Fox News, go listen to Jesse Waters immediate hours after, I mean, maybe not even hours, minutes after the assassination of Kirk. He's out there calling for violence on the left. He's calling, this is Fox News, right? The people calling for violence, this is why this is a false flag. This is a false flag because they're using it as a means to attack the left. The left are anti-guns. The left are fucking for gun control and all this other stuff. It is the right all their politicians, look at all their politicians, look at them all, look at Trump, look at them all, calling for now, you know, action against the left, right? This is a false, classic fascism, Nazi, false flag event. Killing someone, sacrificing someone to enrage the populace in order to act, because Trump is losing. He's losing because of Epstein. He's losing because of, you know, Gaza. He's losing. He's losing. The economy is down. It's a classic false flag event, all right, in order to pull attention from all his bullshit, right? Because he is losing. Right, his policies, his support is crashing. No one fucking likes Trump. Only the few Nazis in here that come here, like Bruno the fucking Nazi, right? All these Nazis coming in here, they're like, and this is classic. Read the, you know, if you study anything with fascism, this is classic false flag shit, and it's all the right. Listen to Stephen Miller, listen to Trump, listen to Fox News. They're all on the offensive. They're all attacking. Classic fascist Nazi bullshit is unfolding right now as a result of the unfortunate death of someone who's a piece of shit. Charlie Kirk was a fucking piece of shit. But no one on the left wishes that piece of shit death, because we believe in freedom of speech. He has every right to be on stage spewing his fucking nonsense, hate, and shit. That's his right as an American. We do not support the assassination of individuals exercising their freedom of speech, even if they're a piece of shit like Charlie Kirk. Right? We don't care. Am I losing any sleep over this motherfucker's death? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Is it right? Absolutely not. Should he have been shot? Absolutely not. But this was a piece of shit motherfucker, right? Who, by the way, right, said repeatedly that, you know, people should die for their Second Amendment. I don't agree with that statement. I don't think people should fucking die. I don't believe the Second Amendment was to fucking arm and give 300 million weapons to the populace. If you want a fucking flintstock, you can have a flintstock, right? But not weapons of war, not guns that are designed for war, right? It was a well-regulated militia. That means National Guard. If you're in the National Guard, yes, you should have an AR, right? You should have your weapon ready to go. If you get called, you've got your weapon. But if you're not in the National Guard, you should not have any fucking weapon. Maybe a pistol, a hunting rifle, something like that is okay. But not weapons of war. The Second Amendment, it starts with the topic of it. A well-regulated militia. That is the subject matter of the Second Amendment. Not giving you dumb fucks fucking weapons. Because this is what happens. When dumb fucks get weapons, dumb fuck like you crazy ass Nazis get weapons, this is the kind of shit that happens. You know, the transgender was a fucking Republican right-wing MAGA nutcase. The one who shot up the church just a couple weeks ago. She wasn't fucking left, or he, or it, or whatever the way he wants to go by. That transgender was upset at the switching of the policies against the transgender, and was pissed off at the school. It's you crazy bitches that go off shooting up everything, and now that you have this false flag operation, you're all unhinged. You're all fucking unhinged. It's insane how fucking unhinged you guys are. Right? Insane. Right. Anyway. Slow it down, cowboy. Oh my God. You guys are Nazis. MAGA Nazis. Now listen, when I call you Nazis, it's because you're too fucking dumb to know what a fascist is. If I use the word fascist, you're too fucking dumb. Because you only have like a second grade education. Then I have to go into the 14 points of fascism. I have to explain it all, break it all down. It's easier for me just to call you fucking Nazis. Look at how you're acting, right? False flag event happening, probably by Israel. And Charlie Kirk even said that he feared Israel. He even said that people, his phone's been blowing up, calling him anti-Semitic and all that, phone blowing up, because he was pushing the Epstein files. He was pushing. All right, understand that 30% of the youth that voted for Trump, youth of Charlie Kirk, guess what? No longer support Trump. Turning point, youth no longer support fucking Trump. Imagine that. They're like, fuck Trump. You know, we want the Epstein files. So Kirk was an enemy turned around to many of you, was enemy to Israel, enemy to, to Trump, and they dealt with him, right? They used him as a sacrificial lamb, right? As a way, to, attack the left. That's all it is. False flag bullshit. And you guys know it. You guys know it. It's probably Israel, and insane, really insane. So I hope you all doing well. I'm Undown Dude. Welcome to the comedy show. This is comedy. Have you heard of comedy? Right? You MAGA, you guys like ass. Now, when I say ass, it's like Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's got Arby's in her pants. Listen, it's Arby's. She carries actually Arby's in her pants. You know the Arby's. So when I say you like ass, I'm not talking about anal, right? Anus or anything else. I'm talking about the animal, the ass. You guys love ass. You like to get up all over the ass. You are ass lovers. Now I'm talking about the animal. Let's be very clear. I'm talking about the animal. It looks like a donkey. It's known as an ass, right? And you guys love that ass, don't you? Oh my God, you love getting up in that on that Trump ass. You know, Trump has an ass, right? He has a donkey. Sure he does. It's called an ass. He's all up on it. You guys love that shit, dude. Oh my God. You guys are so fucking unhinged. I love trolling you. Trolling, I come here every day just to troll you. Every day for the last 8 months, I troll you guys all the fucking time. You're so easy to troll because you're so fucking stupid. Oh my God, so upset. Oh, they're unhinged for sure, man. Poor Charlie. You know, I feel bad for his children. Even though they may be better off, because why would you want someone like that as your dad? I mean, personally, growing up, I mean, look at what Trump became. I mean, he's a horrible person. He's not remorseful. He never apologizes. He's never read the fucking Bible. He can't quote a fucking passage from the Bible. The guy's a piece of shit. He's obviously a pedo, right? He hung out with one for 15 years, and you guys love this pedo. You guys love pedos. You're all Jeffrey lovers, right? You're all a bunch of Jeffrey lovers. That's what you are. Anyway, welcome to the show. It's amazing. It's amazing how fucking dumb MAGA is. Rest in peace, bozo. All right, let's see, who's this guy right here? Appreciate you you coming on. By the way, $16 years, dude. You're an old account, dude. Kirk, you're an old account. 16 years. Dude, you're an old fucker, aren't you? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for your comment. Let's sit here. We'll sit here. I'll show you. I'll take a break here. Show you where I live in Japan. But I'll take a... Here, let's go. Let's go out here. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Look at the fish are jumping out of the water. There's like... Look at all the people. I live in rural Japan. See, look at the fish jumping out of the water. What are they doing? Why are these fish jumping out of the water? Look at these little fish jumping out. What are they doing? Yeah, it's insane. False flag operation. Classic. I've been calling it too. if you've been watching my show, I've been telling you that there's going to be a Gray Swan event. This is a false flag operation as a Gray Swan, right? It's definitely going to come. They needed to jack up the, the rhetoric. They needed to jack things up in order to, instigate martial law. They don't want elections this November because they're going to lose. The MAGA are going to fucking get their asses whooped this November, right? They're going to get destroyed this November. They don't want elections. So this is a false flag operation, as I predicted. I fucking predicted this. I said there will be an event, a significant event that's going to happen. It's called a Gray Swan event, right? And here it is. We've got it, right? So the next thing now is the troops are in Chicago. They want rioting and fighting, and Trump wants to call martial law. And then you go bye-bye Second Amendment. Guess what? Martial law happens. Bye-bye Second Amendment. Say bye-bye to your Second Amendment, because that's your Second Amendment goes bye-bye at martial law, right? You no longer can have guns when there's martial law, right? Understand that, MAGA. Your Second Amendment is going bye-bye. Trump, as I predicted, is going to take away your Second Amendment, right? He's going to take it away. And that's coming right now. And he will use the assassination of Charlie Kirk, right, in order to do that. Yeah, it is. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Let's go make some breakfast. I found some mushrooms. I need to identify these mushrooms. You know, there's some purple in this mushroom. God, I wonder what these mushrooms are. I don't no idea. No idea. I need to go. You know what? I should go mushroom hunting. I should go up to the mountains and go check my mushroom farm. I got a mushroom farm up in the mountains. No, Trump did not arrange for Kirk. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This Kirk, Trump is clueless about what happened with Kirk, Bob. Absolutely not. You have to understand, Trump is just a fucking clown, dude. He is a compromised. Everyone owns Trump. I mean, Mossad has all of the Epstein pictures, right? That's why Elaine Maxwell's father got a state burial, right? He probably Epstein worked for Mossad. So Mossad has all the compromise. They were doing a massive compromise operation. All these fucking billionaires, they've all got dirt on all these billionaires. They let them function, but when they need something, they get something. They need that Israeli support. You don't support us, we're gonna fuck you over. We own you now, bitches. All these, that's the entire Epstein operation was Mossad. Also, Epstein, it's well documented that he did a lot of transactions with Russia. So he was just an operative, and probably he worked for the CIA too. He was an operative peddler, right? And that's the reality. Oh, they're not gonna have a problem, Bob, getting your guns. They're not gonna have a fucking problem getting your guns, dude. They're adding. You think you can stop a fucking army from coming to get your fucking guns? Are you that much of a fucking dipshit? Trump has 100,000 applicants to his paramilitary ICE organization. Are you so fucking stupid? You think you can stop people from getting your guns? I love MAGA. They're so fucking stupid. Trump has $170 billion. That's more money. He's building the Gestapo in America, dumb fucks, right? What do you think he's doing right now? He's using this whole immigration thing to build his Gestapo. That's what he's doing. I know, he's always laughing up my stream. NBA players love my stream. What's up, Joe? We see you, Joe. Right? That's the reality, right? It is the reality. And he's at 100,000 applicants. They're going to add 20, 30,000, racist fuck turds that are come, and they're going to come get your guns. I'm not going to get your gun. You're not going to stop, when he starts to clap down. He doesn't want anyone with guns. He's a dictator. Wake the fuck up. What have I seen, David? That's right. That's right, Blue. I'm in Sakai, Fukui, Japan. That's where I'm at, not in America. All right. False flag. False flag operation underway. As I predicted, as I foretold, here's the gray swan. I know, it is scary. No, it isn't. I know. The Germans, the Polish, they look at America going, holy shit, we got the fucking Nazis again. The Nazis are in control of America, right? The white supremacists, all these individuals. U.S., what right you should be here? What is he talking about? Hold on, let me... I deleted that shit so quick. What do you go? U.S., what right you should be here while you're assisting in the violence over here. You're a traitor to your country and shouldn't be allowed to ever come back, says Net. See, Net doesn't believe in freedom of speech. It's called freedom of speech. This is what Charlie Kirk was doing. What I'm doing right now is no different than what Charlie Kirk was doing on stage. And see, Net's the type of person who probably agrees in the assassination of people who don't speak their words, right? That's what Net believes, right? I'm doing a Charlie Kirk right now. I'm being Charlie Kirk, right? And you're upset at me being Charlie Kirk from Japan? Unbelievable. Homie lives in Japan. Homie lives in Japan where you have, let's see, hold on. Homie lives in Japan where you have no right to firearms and think he knows how our Second Amendment right actually plays out on the ground. Of Cuba, that's a bingo. I love their comments. They're so fucking dumb. Goddamn, MAGA is so fucking dumb, right? Dumb. Gotta love their comments. They're so fucking dumb fucks. Dumb fucks. They come in here. I love their comments. I'm an American. This is what an American sounds like. We stand up against the tyranny, right? Charlie Kirk, lived by hate, died by hate. I mean, that's what happens. You live by hate, you die by hate. He believed in that people, are going to die as a result of the Second Amendment. Well, he became a statistic, and now we have a false flag operation, and ultimately, they're going to use it to call in martial law. They're going to use it to attack you. All this stuff, right? Watch them. They're already doing it. Jesse Waters is already doing it on that. They don't. They don't have a clue, dude. It's not half of America. It's not half of America. The MAGA supporter is less than is in the 20%, right? They're not a majority. You know, the people, the Hispanics, everyone is abandoning them. They are not nowhere. 50% of America. 50% of America are dead against this shit, dude. They've been destroyed. In Japan, we have to have our own trash bags. What? On there. Let me go check. Let me go. All right, look at these guys. Anyway, let me make some breakfast. I want to know what this I don't know what this mushroom is. Look, there's some staining, some brown staining on the stem. It rained a lot. I need to go up the mountains today. I found these mushrooms at my ouch, fuck. I don't know what these mushrooms are. I think they smell good. Wow, the mushrooms are turning red when I cook them. Interesting. Interesting. See that? I don't know if I should eat these or not. Kind of a probably dumb move. You should never eat mushrooms you find. More people die from eating mushrooms. Give us proof, all your documented proof. What does that mean? What are you talking about, Paul? How am I a disgrace to America? I believe in the Constitution. Do you not believe in the Constitution, Paul? Paul, do you believe in the Constitution, yes or no? Paul, I'm talking to you, Paul. Just answer yes or no. Do you believe in the Constitution, yes or no? All right. So you believe that everyone has due process. You believe everyone has due process. Everyone should have a right to see a judge. Yes or no? Because why now does over 20% of Americans no longer have due process? You understand the 4th and 14th Amendment is withheld to 20% of Americans who now can just be illegal search and seizure. You understand that, right? The Supreme Court just this week passed that if you don't look white like me, I'm guessing you're a white dude, aren't you? I bet money, Paul, you're a white motherfucker like me, aren't you? Are you a white motherfucker like me, Paul? Or are you brown? Which are you? Which are you? Are you a white motherfucker like me? Or are you brown? Which are you, Paul? I bet you're a white motherfucker, right? Who loves the idea that 20% of American, right? You're not what does that mean? You like the idea of 20% of Americans now not believe, you don't believe everyone has due process, right? A person who gets, who doesn't have documentation gets due process according to the Constitution. Yeah, Italian American, you're white, fucking white. He's like, right? So you don't have to worry about you just having to carry your papers all the time. You know what? Over 20% of Americans now have to carry their papers, have to know where they were born in America, all this shit, dude. This is Nazi shit, dude. That's Nazi shit, right? You like the idea that over 20% of Americans now have to live in fear of being deported. Trump is overturning visas in the last 5 years. He's going to be negating on visas. You understand that? Green cards are being thrown away. Right? Yep. 500,000 TPS visas revoked. Right? Kids being shipped off in the middle of the night on the holiday. 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, that ain't Nazi shit. That ain't Nazi shit. You need to open your eyes, dude. The America that you were born into, that I was born into, is no longer here. We have a hate-filled America now. An America where people doing their freedom of speech get assassinated. What the fuck, dude? Why is this not opening up? Decide not to eat that mushroom. Let's get a muffin. Make some muffins. Yeah. There you go. Removed. On there. All right. You're out there. How to? I'm gonna go mushroom hunting today. I'm gonna go up to my mountain, make myself some breakfast here, and go. We're gonna go mushroom hunting up in the mountains in Japan. We had a lot of rain. It's been overcast. All right, perfect mushroom hunting. On there. So that's why ow. Shit, that's still hot. On there. Make myself some breakfast. Well, I got a mushroom identification app. Hopefully it will do a good job. Not kill me. Sausages. Making myself my mushroom, God damn. I made my mushroom. Oh, I forgot to upload the. Actually, I should get my. I should go grab more manure and go up there. I think I'll do that. I'll grab my K truck. Go up on the K truck. On there. I don't think so. I hope not. I don't want to be fucking getting any of that. Let me unband. Hold on. Let me do something real quick. God damn it. Burning shit. God damn it. House is full of smoke. Fucking forgot that I was those sausages are done. Let's try some more sausage. I always need to put a timer on. Fucking when I cook. I get distracted. Always cook with a timer, dude. What happened? Really? No more false flag. This is the false flag. Pissed off. This is the Gray Swan event. Gray Swan event. Starting right now. Kicking out a public figure. Classic Gray Swan. Gray Swan. I've been calling this, and here it is. Happens right there on October 11th. Notice the date. All right, September 11th. September 10th, September 11th is happening on, it's, you know, on it. Yeah. Pathway to martial law. Here it comes. Bye-bye Second Amendment. I've been warning folks that this was going to come. All the fucking media should have been calling this shit out like I was, saying, "Hey, they're going to be doing it." And here they are. Trump's got to call martial law to protect America. Trump's got to call martial law. We got active shooters now all over. We got to have martial law. We got the army deployed, right, in places. Just, isn't that kind of coincidental? You had the fucking military called out, and now you got active shooters. Yeah. Yep. Classic fascist fucking playbook, dude. Classic fascism. I released the horde, by the way, just now. Because Victorious, as someone said, their account was thing, but I haven't. We haven't seen her. We haven't seen Tia yet. I know.
Appreciate the super chat. I appreciate you so much. I said great, man. You have to find out before. Oh, Gabby!
Massachusetts State Police respond to unconfirmed reports of a shooting at University of Massachusetts.
On a breaking news situation that we're monitoring right now out of Annapolis, Maryland. This being, you're going to lose this image right now, but I'm going to read you a statement coming in from the U.S. Naval Academy saying naval support activity Annapolis in coordination with local law enforcement is currently responding to reports of threats made to the Naval Academy. The base is on the lockdown out of an abundance of caution. This is a developing situation. We're providing updates as they become available.
Gray Swan event unfolding.
So you can see there right on the harbor, the ships there, but also people walking down this path. They have a K-9 unit, so very developing right now there in this area. They're asking people to shelter in place to stay out of the way, and this is concerning, to say the least, just in light of what we've seen in the last several days, several weeks. But you can see they're armed and ready, walking down this path, this high atop there, kind of away from Baltimore, away from Washington, D.C., if you're familiar with the area on this Naval Academy. And I believe potentially we saw similar
Boston, Mass, University of Mass, right now, also University of UMass. That was 5 hours ago.
You can see armed and ready on this campus, vehicles in place for this. So I'm not exactly sure what they're looking for, who they're looking for, what's going on, what the reports may or may not be, but a very active scene. You can see there police with weapons drawn on the ground in Annapolis, Maryland, a K-9 unit flanking them behind. And this is a very active scene. They're using their training, what they're trained for at the U.S. Naval Academy there on lockdown. So following that closely here on Live Now from Fox. I do believe I see another glimpse inside of Airport 1, so we're going to dip out of there real quickly, monitoring that very closely. But as we see this popping up, this was Air Force 1. Let's see the door open up just briefly. So keep an eye on all of these situations going on right now as he is landed there in New York ahead this Yankee game against the Detroit Tigers. So all of these live pictures that we're gathering, we're going to take it to you in real time. What we see, what we know at this present moment, keeping you up to date on all of these things. But as this shot, obviously, no sign of President Trump at this moment. Let's take you back out to the other one there in Annapolis, Maryland. The developing story right now of what's going on.
Massachusetts State Police respond to unconfirmed reports of a shooting at the University of Massachusetts. See what if they reports on it.
Any kind of a shooting incident, but there is a heavy police response now to the Riverview Suites, which is on the south campus of UMass Lowell. You see all the police cars there. They are scouring that area, looking for a 5-foot, 5-inch tall, reported to be an Asian male wearing a gray or white sweatshirt and black shorts, carrying a long weapon, potentially a long gun. So police have actively responded here.
No situation in Massachusetts.
Spans and straddles both sides of the Merrimack River. There's some on the north side of the river and some on the south side of the river. This appears to be concentrated in that south campus area, the south side of the river. That large building you see there is the Riverview Suites, and there's again some more of the police presence there. Looks like maybe they do have some barricades up, some state police, Lowell police, and campus police all responding here. Let's show you on the map where this appears to be. You can see there's Lowell. The Merrimack River runs right down the center, and there is the Riverview Suites. And again, so you can see this is a large police presence that we've seen from Sky 5. We want to clarify once again here, there are no reports of any shots being fired at this point, any kind of an active shooter situation.
We could have a
There have been some videos circulating, especially on social media, of what appear to be a man walking in the vicinity of this Riverview Suites and the south campus of UMass Lowell, carrying a long, perhaps AR-15 type style weapon. We're going to keep monitoring this. We have Sky 5 in the air. We have crews headed there on the ground. And we have a heavy police presence there on the campus of UMass Lowell. We will keep you updated as reports and information requires. But again, a weapons incident is how it is being described at Riverview Suites on the... Boston. You can see people now clearly appear to be evacuating the dorm building. It is 240 Morrissey Boulevard. It's the Motley dorm building.
Charlie Kirk is shot in the neck from 200 yards away, right in the jugular vein. And as people are running away, the police somehow find this guy who's a patsy. He faked the whole thing to divert attention from the real shooter on the rooftop 200 yards away. Then we find out that the shooter managed to escape without a trace. No security camera footage. No one saw him on the campus. Moments after, though, the shooting takes place, you have Benjamin Netanyahu comes out and tweets about this before anyone else, before Trump even, the personal friend of Charlie Kirk. Then a few moments later, you have Benjamin Netanyahu come out and say that I was speaking to Charlie Kirk 2 weeks ago. I invited him to Israel. What? You invited him to Israel after he was saying all these things about Mossad, about Gaza, about Iran, and he was getting all this flack for having Tucker Carlson and Dave Smith speak at TPUSA. All of your Hasbara agents were attacking Charlie Kirk, and you decided to stop your schedule, bombing 7 countries in the middle of this political crisis in your country, to have a conversation with Charlie Kirk, call him and say that he needs to come to Israel to kiss the wall again, and presumably he said no. Am I missing something? Because a lot of the Israelis and their Hasbara agents online are saying, you can't talk about that, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're just trying to tie everything to Israel. No, this is a political assassination of one of the most famous political commentators in the country. I'm allowed to ask questions about whatever I want. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. Do I think it's interesting that JFK's shooter was never found, RFK's shooter was never found, Princess Diana's murder was covered up, the 9/11 story was obviously covered up? Do I think it's interesting that the Epstein list was never released? Well, I think it's interesting that this is all happening right now and the shooter's still not found? Yes, I do. And I'm going to keep asking questions.
He said, he wrote me a letter on May 2nd this year. He said, one of my greatest joys as a Christian is advocating for Israel and forming alliances to defend Judeo-Christian civilization. A few weeks before the tragedy yesterday, I called him and I spoke to him and I said, please come to Israel. I invited him to Israel. And sadly, that visit will not take place. But he was a defender of our common Judeo-Christian civilization. He was unbelievably excited to walk in the footsteps of Jesus here. He valued our bond, the bond between America and Israel. He did so many things to defend free speech. He had his truth. He stood up for it. But he said, you can
Look
come
how
to me.
Netanyahu is the first one to speak.
He certainly did invite the violence, the horrible violence that tried to silence him. And this is a worldwide problem. The people on the extremes, the Islamists, the radical Islamists, and their union with the ultra progressives. They speak about human rights. They speak about free speech, but they use violence to try to take down their enemies, whether it's
unbelievable. Look what he's done to Gaza. This guy is a piece of work,
they
dude.
try to kill me here too, but they got Charlie Kirk, and it's just heartbreaking.
So I'm at one of the largest and richest Apple stores in Barcelona, and I thought I'd take you all on a journey with me. There are these really beautiful iPads, and then here you can see that this beautiful company matches donations to the IDF and a bunch of organizations that fund and arm illegal settlement. I thought, what better way to show you the complicity of Apple in what we just left than showing you on their own fucking devices. So take a look. In 2018, Tim Cook accepted an award from the ADL, which is a massively racist organization, right? Look at this man giving that speech about he's so anti-hate at an organization that is so pro-Palestinian hate. Tim Cook even met Benjamin Netanyahu when they opened their headquarters in Jerusalem. And yes, this beautiful company has headquarters in occupied territory in Jerusalem. They have a massive research and development center in Jerusalem and in Israel. That's why they care so much about not letting anyone know how pro-Israel they are. And if you didn't believe any of that, look at what we got. A literal internal screenshot on an Apple device in the Apple Store of them matching 100% donations to Friends of the IDF. And another internal screenshot at the Apple Store showing them their reserve duty military leave for the IDF. How on October 7th, they began a brand new program for the spouses of IDF soldiers to get 8 extra days off. That started on October fucking 7th. And also, any Apple employee gets paid 100% of their base salary when they go and serve in the IDF. It's literally because of organizations like this that normalize the racism and the violence in Israel that all of this shit is happening. All of the shit happening right now with Iran and Israel, it's literally because companies like this approve of what Israel is doing. They approve of the apartheid. They approve of the racism. Apple is so freaking guilty, and they like to show how pretty they are, and they like to take over all these beautiful buildings and redo them. But at the heart of it is a deep systemic racism that is not being accounted for, and it's not they're not being held accountable for the racism, and we need to do everything that we possibly can to change that. And we're gonna make sure that everybody fucking knows. Everybody fucking knows about this BS.
Leonard E. Taylor. Sandra C. Taylor. Sandra D. Teague.
And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do, because Jewish donors have been the number one funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies, cultural institutions, and nonprofits. This is a beast created by secular Jews. And now it's coming for Jews, and they're like, what on earth happened? And it's not just the colleges. It's the nonprofits. It's the movies. It's
why he was killed.
It's like time for you guys to wake up and say no more. Draw a line in the sand. I don't care if you hate me. Welcome back to Legitimate Targets, everybody. On today's episode, we are going to be discussing the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the conservative political commentator, and who I think maybe was behind all of this, okay? Now, obviously, I want to start off by saying what took place was an absolute tragedy. I was live on TikTok, live streaming when this took place, and I mean, you probably saw it in my face if you're watching. It was just horrifying to watch that video in front of all those people, in front of his wife, his child, his friends, his family. I could not think of something worse to happen to any one individual, let alone Charlie Kirk, who I think in no way, shape, or form deserve this. There's some crazy people online who are like celebrating this or saying, oh, well, you know, he said bad things, he did bad things. Okay. Charlie Kirk was a political commentator, not a politician, not a government official, not a military official. Charlie Kirk had no say over the state of our country, over where our country was headed, over the foreign policy decisions of our country. He had no influence on these things. So in the same way that I completely am appalled and disgusted by people who assassinated individuals like Daria Dugina, the extremely bright and courageous young Russian journalist and philosopher who was standing up for her country. She was assassinated by Ukrainian terrorists, these demonic anti-human scum. The same way I am going to be disgusted by anyone who's celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk last night. I mean, if you are celebrating that, you have really no value for human life. And anyone who's committing these acts, of course, has no regard for human life. Which I think leads us into the conversation about who may have been responsible. Okay, now, when this news broke, when the videos came out, there was very quickly a lot of videos, a lot of photos that were surfacing of a single man who was being alleged as the shooter of Charlie Kirk. You had police who were manhandling this man, carrying him with his arms and legs out of the venue in which the assassination took place at Utah Valley University. And, you know, this man, he didn't have a gun on him. He looked like some old boomer, some Larry David, you know, physique boomer. A lot of people initially took to Twitter and said, oh, this must be some old crazy liberal that did this, you know, he's off his meds or something to that effect. And while he may be a old crazy leftist boomer, he may be a, you know, off his meds or something, or on too many meds, what we have now confirmed is that this was not the shooter. But I don't want to gloss over this part of the story because it is important, okay? This was the man in question. You can see him right here. He's being, you know, at this point he was just handcuffed and he was complying with the police orders, presumably. And, you know, he was arrested within the grounds, the grassy grounds of the venue. So immediately when I saw this, I was thinking to myself, well, everyone is saying that Charlie Kirk was shot from afar, maybe as much as 200 yards away. So how has he been arrested within minutes, if not seconds, of this shooting taking place, but he's on the grassy hill, which was, you know, maybe it was spanning 50, 60 feet up into the outdoor auditorium. So that didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, well, if he was shot from so far away, how is this the guy that assassinated him? Okay. Then something else really weird started to fill our phone screens as we were watching this all unfold. Let me go here. You had the suspected shooter, the alleged shooter, who was being, again, carried out by the police, and he started to say this.
So you can hear in this video, he's saying, shoot me, shoot me. And the bystanders are like, oh, we don't know if it's him or not. Like, don't try to hurt this guy. We don't know if it's him. There was a lot of skepticism in the crowd, probably for the same reasons that I held this skepticism. I mean, this guy doesn't fit the mold for multiple reasons. Logistically, of course, being the main one, as having been the shooter of Charlie Kirk. So why is he saying, shoot me, shoot me? Why is he screaming like a lunatic? After this part of the video, I don't know if it's shown here. No, it's in another video. Okay, so in this part of the video, you can kind of start to see it. He ends up on the ground somehow, and then he is carried off by the police. One officer was grabbing his arms, one officer was grabbing his legs, and they, essentially hogtied him and carried him out of there. So all of the police presence was fully directed at this man, the alleged shooter.
Very clever.
And he was saying, shoot me, shoot me. He was acting like he was the shooter. This is what you call a patsy, a Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay? He was clearly not in the right state of mind, or he was knowingly acting and serving as a distraction for the real shooter to get away. Because as he was doing all of this, and all the police are focused on him, all of the people are focused on him, all the phone cameras are focused on him, where's the real shooter? No one knows. Why is he saying shoot me, if he was not involved in the attack, if he was not the guilty party here? Does that make any sense to anybody? I mean, that was the first thing I'm thinking. I'm like, am I hearing this correctly? This guy's saying shoot me, kill me, but he's not the one that shot Charlie Kirk. Does that make any sense whatsoever? Nope. Or does this very clearly look like a patsy situation where if someone were to have shot him just then, maybe people would have just presumed that he was the guilty party and no one would have ever known, and there would have been no follow-up questions to this man. There would have been no one to actually inquire to this man to find out whether he was or was not the shooter. Could be. I don't know. I don't know if he was knowingly doing that, or if he's just a lunatic, or he's working in collusion with the shooter. I don't know. But I have a very big red flag that goes up when I see this video, okay? So that was the first big red flag in this incident. Police, after about an hour, or 2 hours maybe, they said, you know what, that was not the shooter. FBI is going to be doing a region-wide manhunt now. What? That's not that. So we were correct. That was not the shooter. That guy was a patsy. He's either delusional or he was working in tandem with the shooter to obfuscate the situation, create chaos, and create a diversion for the actual shooter to presumably leave. I mean, this is obviously a horrible tragedy, and I don't want to make light of that, but the only way we can prevent future tragedies like this from taking place is if we get to the bottom of actually what is going on here, who's responsible, why there's an old man yelling, shoot me, as he's being carried off by police, but the real shooter is fleeing the scene without a trace, okay? So here we go into the next part of the story. There are multiple videos confirming this. This is the actual alleged shooter on a nearby building. The people recording this video said that they saw him run across the building and then lay down there.
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof over there? Just saying? He just ran from over my finger. From over there, ran in. And he's right there.
Given the calm nature of this video, we don't know, but I would assume that this was taken before the shooting took place. Obviously, if he's laying down there, that would also indicate that this was before the shooting. Here you have a bird's eye view of how far away the shooter would have been, but it was, perfect line of sight directly into the center of this outdoor auditorium where Charlie Kirk was sitting. I mean, this was obviously planned. The shooter had to have known that Charlie Kirk was going to be at least in this vicinity. And probably in that exact location, because given the very clear line of sight that he had into the center of that auditorium. Now, what I'll also say is, yeah, it's maybe 200, 100 yards away, but don't you think that, like, any of the thousands of people here would have been able to simply turn around and see that the shot came from here? I mean, don't you think someone would have captured that on camera? There is one video from, I believe it's inside this building, which did capture someone running on the rooftop, but it's a very, it's poor film, but you can see them running. It's just absolutely crazy that they were trying to, for some reason, pass off this guy as being the shooter from within the grassy outdoor auditorium, okay? So now we get to this point where we know that there is a shooter from above, from a good distance away from where Charlie Kirk was sitting. And now you start to go into the psychology of someone who would have done this. Well, obviously, there's no question this is premeditated. Someone came there with a gun. Charlie Kirk had announced he was going to be at this university. I don't know if the exact location was announced, like he was going to be in that little grassy outdoor auditorium. But someone came there. They had enough time to climb on that building. Maybe they even timed the shooting directly with the question that was being asked. There was a question about mass shootings being asked, and Charlie Kirk was answering, and he said, there's too many trans mass shooters. This is a crazy problem that we have in the United States. And he also started to talk about gang violence, and then boom, he gets shot. Okay, well, if this was a purely, bipartisan, left-right, Republican, Democrat motivated attack, you would think that this would fall in line with so many of the other mass shootings or political assassinations or attempts that we've seen in recent years of this nature. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is almost always, in fact, I can't think of one example where this has not been the case. These mass shooters or these attempted assassins, they crave the attention. They are doing this not only, but maybe in large part, in many cases, for the attention, to be seen, to be noticed, to have their message, no matter how schizophrenic it might be, to be seen and read by the masses. Okay, they want this attention. Now, in the case of Charlie Kirk, you don't have that. You don't have that at all. This guy or woman shoots him and then flees the scene without a trace. There's no note, there's no manifesto, there's no bullet casing, there's no weapon left behind. Clearly this was done in as much of a covert nature as possible, so much so the fact that I'd even say that that guy was probably a patsy. Of course, we have to have more information. I don't know if they'll give us that information, but I think that guy was a patsy who was initially arrested, okay? Now, mass shooters, if they want attention, what do governments want? Governments want to assassinate their targets without leaving a trace. That's how they all operate. Intelligence agencies, on behalf of governments, when they assassinate someone, they don't say, we have, maybe, top political assassinations if you're like at war. Obviously, that's a different scenario. But when you're trying to covertly take someone out and evade any sort of guilt, you do this in a way that will create as much, chaos and obscure the situation, muddy the waters as much as possible in an effort to actually avoid the blame being pinned on you. And that seems to be exactly what we are witnessing now with this event. So if a government or a large political body were to attack Charlie Kirk, who would it be? Who would benefit from something like this? Would the Democrats benefit? Possibly. Possibly the Democrats could benefit from something like this. Charlie Kirk was a very moderate right-wing person, though, for the most part. I mean, when it came to domestic politics, he was pretty in line with Trump. When it came to foreign policy, also pretty in line with Trump, with one notable exception, which we'll talk about in a moment here. But, this guy is pretty moderate. So would the Democrats benefit from something like this? Cui bono? Who benefits? The Democrats, you could argue, would potentially benefit. I could think of a lot higher level targets they'd want to actually take out, though, if they were trying to stop policy from being implemented. Because Charlie Kirk's not a politician, again. He's not a politician. So maybe if they wanted to take out, I don't know, any one of the Trump officials, that would actually potentially stop a policy from being implemented. Maybe the Democrats wanted to take him out because they wanted someone more insane to fill the void. I don't know. I really struggle to understand how the Democrats would benefit from something like this, because right now the narrative online is like, well, look at how extreme these liberals have become. They're killing people. They try to kill Trump. You have that black guy that killed that Ukrainian girl the other day. I'm not saying he was a Democrat, but and then you have, he did say, though, I killed that white girl. And then you have this now taking place. So the narrative, I don't really think necessarily benefits the Democratic Party. Okay, if a government were to take Charlie Kirk out, who could we potentially look to? Well, we could look to Ukraine, definitely. Ukraine, I don't think he was on their government kill list. But you say, look at Ukraine. Well, Charlie Kirk's opinions on Ukraine, yes, he doesn't like Ukraine. He's always spoken out against it, but not like me. He's not like a Z in the chat, ardently pro-Russia. He's not like that. He's just like I don't think we should send all this money to Ukraine, whatever. Does Ukraine have a history of political assassinations? Of course they do. Of course they do. They tried to plant a car bomb under Tucker Carlson's car when he was in Moscow. And I know several people who either had a family member assassinated by Ukrainians or who Ukrainians attempted to assassinate and they managed to make it out alive. So that is a possibility. But when you look at the material reality of like, okay, who has the ability to influence policy regarding Ukraine? Does Charlie Kirk have any influence over that? No, he doesn't. Is Charlie Kirk a politician? No. Is he a State Department official? No. Is he a Pentagon official? No. Is he an intelligence official? No. So why would you kill Charlie Kirk if you're Ukraine? So that I say that doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't make any sense. If Ukraine wanted to target an American, well, I mean, they did try to target Tucker Carlson before he did his Putin interview. But don't you think they would target someone who's like affecting policy, like engaging in negotiations right now with Russia or engaging in negotiations with Ukraine or something? I think that they would target someone like that. So what other country could potentially target Charlie Kirk? That leaves us with Israel, so long as you have an IQ above room temperature and more than 2 cells working in your brain right now. And there were some interesting, very curious things that went along with this theory, and it's a theory that I will say I fully back. As of right now, I don't have any reason to believe that this was some like crazy liberal. I don't have any reason to believe that this was necessarily the Democratic Party. I don't have any reason to believe that this was Ukraine. You could make arguments for each one, but the overwhelming amount of arguments, as for what we have right now, at 2:23 p.m. Moscow time on September 11th, notable day, by the way, for this to be happening, is Israel. I think Israel killed Charlie Kirk. And I'm saying that completely with a straight face. I'm saying that I do. As of right now, the information we have, who knows, in 3 hours, that information there could be new information that makes me change my mind, All I know is that whoever the shooter was, this is more than enough time to get out of the United States and travel to some safe haven country. This is more than enough time. He's obviously a skilled professional that killed Charlie Kirk, 100 to 200 yards away, shot him right in the jugular, broad daylight, got out without a trace, somehow evaded all the security cameras, somehow evaded anyone at a public university or private, I don't know, at a major university, seeing him in broad daylight, yeah, I think, and there was also a patsy, presumably, that was obfuscating the situation. I do think this was a professional hit. I don't think anyone will deny that. And I do think that there were very powerful actors
I think
involved.
it is Israel.
And
it makes sense. I mean, Charlie, the other thing he doesn't bring up, he doesn't bring up that Charlie actually came out and said that he was being targeted, that he was calling a Zionist. He rejected Netanyahu's invitation to come to Israel, right? Israel was the first to speak up over everyone else. Netanyahu was there speaking up, right, on there. So they just did that bombing, and there was a lot of negative, and he'd been attacking, the Zionists. So yeah, and Israel's losing a lot of support. And they need a patsy. They need to turn it. They need to frame this, get it off their get off their back. And he had a large audience, a large back. So Trump is dumb, dude. Ed, Trump is a dumb fuck, dude. He doesn't think this way. He wouldn't. I mean, he's just a patsy himself. Charlie was calling out Israel. He sure was. And, especially with the, and he was also pushing the, the list, the Epstein list. And like this guy's bringing up, there was a patsy. This guy, shoot me. I mean, this crazy guy, right? Kind of weird, was there, in the mall. Everyone look here. Classic misdirection shit. All right, so Yeah, and I mean this is clearly the Gray Swan event I was talking about, right? This is the the false flag ship. left. No. Try some more. Loving it. Loving it. Yeah. Satanist says it all. Okay, so Oh, trying to get this stupid fucking code to work. Just spending so much time on this stupid found up thing. What's up, Auntie? How you doing? Yeah, it's just weird. They had a patsy saying shoot me," as the other guy was escaping. There was no, he avoided all the camera, right? They wasted hours on this guy that they thought was the guy. I mean, it's just so obvious, dude. I think it was... Interesting. You guys been watching Aliens at all? Yeah, we give Israel fucking money for them to just give the money back to AIPAC to buy off politicians. It's fucking stupid, man. Fucking stupid. I like Aliens, the series. There's a new series called Aliens. It's actually pretty good. See this new movie, Stalled. Stalled just came out. Looks like a zombie movie. Janitor trapped in a woman's restroom encounters an all attack from a Zord of Zombies. Looks like fun. Why would you pick up a rat with your hands, dude? What, you gonna flush the fucking rat down the toilet? Who would flush a rat down the toilet? Any of you dumb enough to let's just flash a rat down the toilet?
It's Christmas! What a night. Why are you wearing... Oh, it's for the charity auction, isn't it? There's a swimsuit. No, there isn't a swimsuit round. Fuck. Fucking Evie! She thinks she's got it in the bag. There is no way that skinny bitch is going to get one over on me. No way. The managing director won me. I raised over $1,000 in this, Debbie. Who else is in the auction? Heather. What? That is Heather? Yeah. Really? No, me, retail. Fucking dick. They have to move on the fucking stage. That's so dodgy to say for a double chin ass in the ring. Should I be using a tractor tire for a sack? She's heavy than they felt the bird. She's fat, yeah. She puts the fucking fat. Do you remember the time at the office Easter egg hunt? You know, when they found her hiding in the episode, shoving fingers in an egg hole? No, that didn't happen. Oh, yeah? Well, fuck it. Let's just say it didn't start another screen. Bitch, do it. Wait, wouldn't that be a head? Look, I don't think I'm mad. Discriminate when it comes to food. Same way that yours doesn't when it comes to cock. Wait, what? Oh! Back in the day, there's like 30 What is that? Oh, God! Oh, that pizza delivery boy got rapey under the mistletoe. Oh, but Jeff swooped in and saved the day. What, Jeff from accounts? No, Jeff from IT. Jeff Jefferoni? Jefferson Airplane? Huh?
He's the one, you know. Heather the heifer. Then he took me into the coffee room and photocopied my own face.
You were so naughty.
Holly, what are you doing? It's a Christmas party. Someone's bound to do something stupid. It might as well be us.
Charlie?
One of the crusties from the basement.
You're decent?
No! I'm indecent now. Fuck off!
Can I come in?
No!
Look, I just want the toolbox.
Fuck off, Charlie. You're not even supposed to be here, Charlie. It's white collar only.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Charlie.
What?
You shouldn't perv on people at Christmas, Charlie.
I wasn't. Look, I'm just looking for my toolbox. It's Christmas Eve. I wanted to be out with my family. Someone took my toolbox.
Weak, Charlie. Real weak. Dick.
Ah!
Help! Help! I'm stuck in the bathroom! There's zombies in your toilet!
Zombies in your toilet.
No! Go away! No, go away! No, we're alive people! No. Hey. 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 Hey, hey, hey. Oh. Yes.
Hello, emergency services, police, fire, or ambulance.
You handle zombies. I don't know how. Police.
Okay, I'm just putting you through.
Thank you. Hey, yeah. You gotta help me. Yeah, I'm really trapped. And there's this. Is this? Zombie police. Shut the fuck up! Hey. No, shush. No, shh. Don't cry. Please, don't cry. Shush. Oh, I didn't hurt you. I didn't mean to smash you in the head with a toilet seat and I didn't stab you them up with a screwdriver, but you tried to eat me. I just stole my trousers, so...
I'm not a zombie, you dick.
Yeah, you are.
I came in a few minutes before the peep show. I'm in the third stall along.
Okay, why didn't you say anything?
Because I was busy.
Busy? Busy doing what?
What do you think girls do in the bathroom?
With my limited experience, I have to say, let's up and rip each other's throats, eh?
I worked with those girls.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry about it. They were bitches.
You got a phone?
No, it's gone anyway. Jesus, we're fucked, aren't we?
Maybe.
So, are you maintenance, a pervert, or both?
Maintenance.
Well, great! Have you got any tools? You must have. Come on, something we can use to, like, cut off their heads or bash in their skulls.
Really good. Yes. Yeah, I've got shitloads of stuff. It's on my tool. Oh. No.
What are you doing?
Learning a valuable lesson.
What?
Nothing.
Where's this toolbox?
Sink.
Oh, shit.
Is there anything in your store we can use?
Only if you want to wipe their asses and give them a push wank.
Maybe that's secure.
Okay. Well, hey, you go first. You know what? Oh, don't worry. If you die in the process, I'm going to make sure they erect a big statue of you in the town hall. And you will be, like, jerking off a zombie with one hand, scooping out his dirty crack with the other. Oh, my hero.
Whoa, what's going on?
You've got another 5 dead items.
Shit!
So, what's your name?
What's your name?
Did you know Romero? It's not really. That would be ridiculous. It's Smith. Evie Smith. So, were you having a good time?
Whoa, no. I was just trying to have a poo. I wasn't doing
At the party. No.
Oh, yeah. It was kicking.
Really?
Yeah, I was partying with, Jeff Roney. Jeff's there playing?
Yeah, Jeff from accounts.
No, Jeff from IT.
You're pals with Jeff from IT? He is like the hottest guy in the building.
Yeah, well, people say we look alike, so...
Wow.
Yeah, we're mistaken for brothers all the time.
Gosh, it's funny. You don't sound black.
No, I'm more of a pale, vanilla version of Jeff Roney. Jeff's an airplane.
Well, and you're in a wheelchair, too?
What?
I'm fucking with you.
Hey, why don't you jump up in your toilet and give us a wave?
I can't. I hurt my back during my party piece for the auction. Hey, you know the salt and pepper routine that snagged $3 for the headless orphans of Uganda?
See, nah.
That was me.
I'm gonna go lay down. This is like so frustrating. Fucking get pissed off at
No,
this coding.
I didn't see that.
All right, later.
Don't worry.